So Hussein, like, is it the first session which when you are like joining me on live?
No, last session I have joined.
Okay, you were in the last session. So is there any
Yes,
doubt?
yes.
Is there any like confusion or anything?
Actually, I have already done CCNA, but preparation for the examinations.
Okay, you already completed the CCNA.
CCNA
Okay, and you right now you are preparing for the exam.
examinations.
Okay, good. So how is your preparation now?
Uh, Little bit running.
Okay, so what are the topics like on which you are struggling or facing any issue?
I have only doubts in subnetting part.
Okay, so you already have, because that is the big bone. If you have
हाँ,
doubts in subnetting, that is the top generated topic. Uh, you will get lots of questions from subnetting, VLSM, even like in lab. If your subnetting is not clear,
yeah.
trust me, like it's very difficult.
I have only doubt on which the IP address B class
Mhm.
and subnetting C class, and that topics are really confusing.
Okay,
You understand my
got your point. Like you are
yeah.
saying that if the IP address is of class B and the CIDR values is varying in fourth octet,
Yes, 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 yes.
the same.
That's yeah, that topic are confusing.
There is no any confusion there. Okay, just forget everything. You just need to remember one thing. Wherever the
Okay,
jump would be, you need to focus on that octet only.
okay.
Have you like completed my second session? Second
Hmm.
session was completely based on subnetting. Uh, I would
Yeah.
I would suggest you like if you have not uh, completed the second and the third session, go and
Hmm.
check the second and third session which I have completed on 17th of last month.
Okay.
So that session was completely based on subnetting, not only subnetting class C, class B,
Actually,
class.
I
Uh-huh.
have confusion on range. How to calculate range fastly,
Okay.
instantly. Yes.
All right. No worries. I will clear that. I'm just waiting for some time so that other guys can also join the session. I don't know, like my message was cascaded in the group and everywhere, but think someone is facing that.
This is only doubt session, or what are that?
No, no, this is only the doubt session. My fresh
Okay.
session always be on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. So how many sessions remaining?
Yeah, like if you like follow my first session, you will get to know like my teaching style is something different. I'm not following any slide or any books. Okay, I'm
Okay.
just focusing on the topics which is relevant to the previous topic.
Okay.
For example, my first session was basics of networking and IP addressing.
Hmm.
As I have completed the IP addressing basics concept, so the second session was on subnetting.
Okay.
So once the second session is completed with the subnetting,
Hmm.
that relevant topic would be how to implement that subnetting in VLSM. So third session was regarding VLSM and how we implement, why we do VLSM, what is the
Okay.
use of VLSM in real environment. So I have completed VLAN configuration in third session as well. So VLSM and
Okay.
VLAN was in the third session. Then
Okay.
DSCP and basics router switch configuration. These all have been done. Switch port
Sir,
security
I
and
have
all.
a question that Juniper and UI and that all are similar with Cisco, or something different.
No, they are different. Okay, but if you
But
have
means the
command on,
configurations are different, or
no, the
same.
concept is same. and
Concept
more
is
or
same,
less
I know, but
configuration is
configuration.
also same. More or less
Okay.
configuration is also same, but if you have a command on any of it, you will be
Hmm.
able to configure the like rest as well.
Hmm. But uh, Cisco Cisco have only configuration provider.
Hmm.
I have confused to say this. Configuration. Cisco have only one which have her his or own configuration.
Are you talking about commands or what?
Yes, yes, commands.
So different like vendors have their different set of commands. Okay, so if you will go through the commands, same
Okay.
command will not work in all the routers, but the concept and the configuration would be the same. More or less, the command will also same. If you have like clear concept on Cisco, you will be able to configure any router.
Okay.
So I think let us come to the like topic now, and as you have submitting queries, definitely I will cover that in this session, and
Okay.
other guys also joined. So AD and Roshni. So what you guys have any doubts? Roshni and AD. Who is AD? I don't know. Uh, okay, let me share my screen so that I can explain the things. Okay, so can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm getting the message like many of them are in office right now. That is why they are unable to join. Okay. So, Hussein,
Yes, sir.
submitting, right? So, your query was like if I have a class B IP address, say 172.16.49.54, and the CIDR value is like varying in fourth octet, means 28, right, Hussein?
Yes, sir. Um,
So you are facing a struggle with this kind of questions. So same can be happen with class A as well. Like if you have class A IP address 10.54.96.159 slash, and if it's a class A IP address and the subnet mask or the CIDR value is varying in class, sorry, third octet or fourth octet, says uh, 20 or 28, anything, right? So if you have doubt on this kind of question, you will definitely get doubts in this kind of question as well. It's my belief, right? Okay. So if you follow my second session, I basically follow only three basic golden rules. I call is three basic, but it's a golden rule for me because I only follow these three basic rules to do any kind of subnetting within fractions of seconds without using pen and paper in my mind. Okay, so what are the basics golden rules? The first golden rule which I follow is you should have the clear picture of this scale, the binary scale. What is binary scale? 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. I believe everyone knows this, right? The value of 8 bits in any octet would be 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Okay, so everyone knows this. So this is the first golden rule for me. Okay, the second golden rule for me is if one bit is on in any octet, the value would be 128. If 2 bit is on in any octet, the value would be 192. The 3 bit is on, then 224. Are you getting, like, how am I getting these values? 128, 1 bit on, 2 bit on, 128 plus 64, 192. 3 bits on, 128, 64, 32, 224. 4 bits on, then 240, then 248, 252, 254 and 255. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So you will observe that the subnet mask cannot be differ from these values. Anytime whatever the subnet mask would be in any octet, either it will be 128 or 192 or 224, 240, 248, 252, 254 or 255. Okay, it cannot be 200 or 250, never. Okay, so this is the second golden rule. The third golden rule is you should have the knowledge of the value from 2 to the power 1 to 2 to the power 16 at least. Okay, so these are three basic but golden rules for me which makes me subnetting group. Only these three golden rule, that's it. And there is one key factor: never focus on the entire IP address, just focus on the CIDR value and the subnet mask. And 1 second, yes, just focus on the CIDR value of the subnet mask. Wherever the jump would be, you need to focus on that particular octet only. Means 28, let me give the example. We have 28 in this. Okay, I'm just taking the example of this. 28 means what? We have 8, 8, 8 and 4, right? Hussein? If you face any difficulties, you please ask me. Okay, so 28 bits mean 8 bits in first octet, 8 bit in second octet, 8 bit in third octet and 4 bit in fourth octet, which makes me 28 bits, right? So 4 bit means what? In the fourth octet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the last bit which is on here is this one. In the fourth octet, the fourth bit is on. The number of last bit which is on is fourth bit in which octet? Fourth octet. So the value of fourth bit is, just follow the golden rule number 1. The value of fourth bit is 16, right? 16. This one, first, second, third, fourth, right? So we will have the jump of 16 in which octet? Fourth octet. We will have jump of 16 in which octet? Fourth octet. So as I can see here, like the jump is in fourth octet, so I will not bother about these 3 octet. I will only focus on this fourth octet. Okay, so if I have the jump of 16 in fourth octet, what would be the scenario? The first network will start from 0 to 15, then 16 to 31, 32 to 47, 48 to 63, So as I can see here, 54 is part of this network range, right? 54 is a part of this network range. So the network range would be, for this IP, the network range would be 172.16.49.48 to 172.16.49 to 63. Okay. Now this is the network range. What would be the valid host range? 49 to 62 would be the valid host range. Okay. No need for conversion in binary, decimal. Never do or never go for the conversion in decimal to
So
binary or
why
binary to decimal.
62? There is 67.
Why 62? We know that first IP address of any network range is network address. Last IP would be broadcast address. So what would be the valid host range? The IP between network address and the broadcast address would be the valid host range. We cannot use the network address. I'm just leaving this network address 48. I'm taking it from 49. I cannot use 63. This is the broadcast address. So what is the IP just before broadcast address? 62. So in between 48 to 63, we have a value of 49 to 62. That would be the valid host range which we can use. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good. So okay, I'm taking another example here. Okay, this was the example of this class B. Let us take the example of class A. Again, same concept, no difference. Same concept will follow, no difference is there. Whether it's a class A, class B, class C, that doesn't matter for me. I just focus on the CIDR value. We have 20 bits, means 8, 8, 4 and 0. In third octet, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and last octet is all zeros. Now, here also we have a jump of 16. Fourth bit is on, so the value of fourth bit is 16. So we will have the jump of 16 here as well, but in which octet? Third octet, right? In previous example, there also we had a jump of 16, but in fourth octet. Now here we have a jump of 16 in third octet, right? So I will focus on this octet 96. Okay. So if I have a jump of 16 in third octet, I have to reach till 96. Will I get the network of 96? Yes, definitely I will get. How? 16 into 5, 80. 16 into 6, 96. Means I will definitely get a network of 96.0. And as I have a jump of 16, so this network will go through 111.255. If you will follow the third octet, I have taken the jump of 16 in third octet, right? 96 to 130, 111, right? Hussein?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Right. So this is the network range for this IP address. Now, what would be the valid host range? This is the network address. This is the broadcast address. Valid host range would be 96.1 to 111.254. This would be the valid host range. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Still any doubts? Any query?
No, sir.
Okay. Keshav, Faizan, Philip, Roshni, Saeed, Santhamis, Taju. Any query from any one of you?
Sir,
Yes, Roshni.
if IP address is 172.16.0.0 and
One second.
CIDR value is 16, then sir, if you have to take out sir the variable sub length marks, then sir 200 is there for admin part. Sir, then Sir,
Mhm.
this question, sir, you once do.
Okay, let me clear the screen first. Okay, you said, Roshni, 172.16.0.0/16, right?
Yes, sir.
Now what? What was the question?
Sir, it had sir 200 hosts for admin part. So now, sir, 2 to the power n minus 2 it will be host formula.
Okay, so you are asking the question from VLSM, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so for admin, the requirement was, one second. For admin, the requirement was 200 host.
Host.
Okay, and
Sir,
what are the requirement for other network?
sir, 300 it was there and 50 was there. Sir.
300 was there and 50 was there.
50. Yes, sir.
350,
No, sir, 50.
only 50. Like, uh, let's take the example A, B, and C. A,
Yes.
B, and C. So in A network, we have a requirement of 200. In B, we have a
Yes.
requirement of 300. And in C, we have a requirement of 50, right?
Yes, sir.
So as per VLSM rules, which part we will take first?
Sir, admin.
No. Uh,
Sir, sir.
if you follow my last session or the VLSM session, the third session, I clearly mentioned that you will do the VLSM in decreasing order. Okay,
Okay, sir.
always do the VLSM in decreasing order. So we will do this as first, then second, and then this is a third. So for B network, we have a requirement of 300. So how much I will take? I have a requirement of 300 host. So the host formula is 2 to the power n minus 2, right?
Yes, sir.
So how much value I will take in the place of n to get this 300 requirement fulfilled?
Sir, 2 to the power n, 9.
Correct. So if I'm taking 2 to the power 9 minus 2, I will get 510 host, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. So the network range would be, for this network, for B, the network range would be 172.16 dot, don't know what is happening. Okay, 172.16.0.02, as we have a jump of, if I'm taking 9 host bit, means 8, 8, 7 and 0. Roshni,
Yes, sir.
8 bits off in last octet and 1 bits off in second last octet.
Yes, sir.
So what would be the jump?
Sir, jump 2.
2. So in which octet? Third octet?
Third. Sir, third.
Yes. So the network range will be 0 to 1.255, right?
Yes, sir.
So B network is done. Now let us come to the A network. The second requirement is 200. So for 200, I will take 8, 8, 8 and 0. Why? Here 2 to the power 8 minus 2 is equal to 252, right? So I will take 8 bits off. I will take 8 as a host bit. So the subnet mask would be 255, 255, 2550, right?
Sir, if 8 means sir, 8 bits are off, then sir 0 bits are on.
No, 8 bits are off means last octet there is no any bit on, but in the second last octet, one second. Yes, in the second last octet we have 8 bits on, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Sir, off.
we take the jump of what? The last number of bit whichever would be on, we will take the jump of that only. In the previous scenario, we have a 7-bit on in third octet. So what was the jump? 2, right? In
Yes, sir.
third octet. Just after that, in the second example, second scenario, we have 8 bits on instead of 7 bit. So if 8 bits on means last number of bit on is number 8, this one,
Yes.
number 1.
Yes, sir.
So we will have the jump of 1 in third octet, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
the network range will start from 172.16.2.0. Why? Because we already occupied 12255. Okay, 1.255. This network is full now. So the next network will start from 2.0, right?
Yes, sir.
So 2.0 to where? Because we have a jump of 1 only. So it will go to 2.255. I'm not increasing anything here. In previous example, we have a jump of 2. That is why we have changed the value from 0 to 1. Okay, 0 to 1 means 2. Here we have a jump of 1. So 2.0 will start and 2, it will go through 2.255.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, for third scenario, we have a requirement of 50 PC. So we will take 2 to the power 6 minus 2. I will get 62 host. Right?
Yes, sir.
So what will happen? 2 to the power 6 means
2.
8, 8, 8 and 2.
Yes, sir.
So 2 bit on means the value of second bit would be 64.
Yes, sir.
So we will have the jump of 64. So the network range will start from 172.16.3.0. Why? Because 2 1 is full now. 2.255 is full. So the next network will start from 3.0. So
Yes, sir.
3.0 to where? Because right now we have a jump of 64 in which octet? Fourth octet.
Yes, sir.
So we will focus on this and the jump would be from 3.0 to 3.63. I'm taking jump in fourth octet. Done?
Yes, sir.
Any other query?
Sir,
Yes, Roshni.
yeah. Sir, if we will configure telnet and sir SSH,
Mhm.
sir, then in which mode, sir,
In which mode?
it will be applied, sir. Sir means when we will start means when we will open router.
Uh-huh.
After that, sir, if from beforehand only someone has configured sir telnet over there, then
Uh-huh.
sir means if another person is working on that router,
Uh-huh.
then sir how means he will face in problem in which mode, sir? Means enable mode. After that, he will not be able to work after that.
No, no. To be very honest, I'm unable to understand your query. Okay. I just want to clarify one thing. You are saying that if someone has configured telnet or SSH in the router, right?
Yes, sir.
So telnet and SSH is for what purpose? For taking remote and configure it from anywhere without connecting physical cable, the console cable, right? That is why we configure telnet or SSH so that we can remotely access the router or the switch and we can configure it from anywhere in the network.
Sir, but there is password, sir.
Yes. So if you are the administrator, you are configuring telnet or SSH, you know the password of VTY session, you know the password which you have configured, right? If you do not know the password, then the scenario is something different. Then you have to bypass the like NVRAM configuration, startup configuration, and you have to break or you have to recover the password. That is different scenario. But if you're talking about telnet, then I am assuming that you know the password, right? So
Yes, sir.
what exactly Now your query is.
Sir, sir,
Do you want me to open packet tracer?
yes, sir. Sir,
Okay,
one
one second.
second. Sir, I mean to say that, sir, after configuration mode, that configuration terminal mode,
Uh-huh.
after that we need to command for this telnet and SSH,
Mhm.
and sir, after sir, this we have done, and after that we will close the router, and again if after some time again if we will open it, then sir, this telnet means how it will work, sir, what means what sir, पासवर्ड
Okay,
कैसे
no worries.
मांगेगा वो?
Okay, I got your point. Just give me 1 second. So whatever you are saying, if you are closing the router and rebooting the router, or like uh, that will not ask the telnet password. Okay, telnet password will only ask whenever you will try to access the router or switch remotely through telnet. Okay, just give me one
Okay,
second.
sir.
Let me show you. Mm, okay, so now we have packet tracer here. I'm just taking a router. Okay, I'm just creating a real environment. Okay, I'm just taking my laptop here. Okay, and this router is connected with a switch over here. Mm, okay, and in this network we have 2 or 3 PCs.
Yes, sir.
I am the administrator. I am taking my laptop. I am going to create this network. So first of all, I will go and connect the console cable to the router,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
I will also connect this physical connectivity. Uh, take, okay. This one, two, import, done. Now the physical connectivity is done. Now I'm going to configure this network. I'm going to my laptop, terminal. Okay. Now I'm in the laptop now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the router.
Yes, sir.
So it's a fresh router. I'm in the initial configuration mode and I have to configure this router. So I'm going to enable config T. I'm changing the host name first. Uh, suppose FPF, Forever Pathfinder. So this is the network of Forever Pathfinder. Now
Yes, sir.
I have to configure the IP address so that I can give the IP address of this to this species. So int z0/0/0 IP address. I'm taking simple network here 0.1 255.255.255.0 and then no shut to turn on the interface of the router. Done?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now I want to give IP address to this species through DSCP. So
Yes,
let
sir.
me configure DSCP as well. IP DSCP pool FPF network which I am taking here is 192.168.0.0 255.255.255.0 and IP default router would be 192.168.0.1. Okay,
Yes, sir.
let me check if I am getting the IP address or not on this PCs. IP address to DSCP. Yes, I'm getting the IP address.
Yes, sir.
Done. Now the basic configuration is done. I have set up a network. These pieces are able to the IP of this is 0.4. Let me check the connectivity. Ping 192.168.0.4. Done, right? So the
Yes,
network
sir.
connectivity is done. Now what? If I take my laptop from this router,
Yes,
in
sir.
case for any configuration, again I have to connect the console port. So to
Yes,
get
sir.
rid of that harassment, I will configure telnet on this router or SSH on this router, so that wherever I am in this network, I can take the remote access of this router remotely through telnet, and then I can configure it from anywhere in the network, right? I
Yeah.
don't need to connect this console cable again and again. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now again I'm going to the router, enable secret Krishna. So enable secret is for what purpose? To secure your privilege mode, user mode to privilege mode. Whenever you will try enable command, whenever you will try enable command, it will ask you the password when you have to enter that password. Now
Yes, sir.
uh, line vty 04 password Krishna. This line vty, whatever I'm configuring right now, this is responsible for your virtual
Session.
terminal, means telnet session, right?
Yes.
So whenever you will try to take the remote access of router through telnet, then it will ask you this password. So let me take the different password here. I'm taking here Sinha. Okay. And then login. Done.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you configure line console 0, what would be the impact? Let me take line console 0 password FPF. So enable secret is Krishna, line VTY password is Sinha, and uh, this one is enable secret, yes. Line console is FPF. Okay, login. Now let us check. And first of all, I will save this running configuration. Whatever I'm doing, this is saving in the running configuration mode. So I have to
Yes, sir.
save that running configuration mode to the startup configuration, so that in case router will reboot, my configuration will not deleted. Okay. So copy, run, start. Done. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now if I exit, now again whenever I'm trying to enter the router, it is asking me the password. Which password it is? It is not the telnet password. Which
Sir,
password it is?
sir, enable secret.
No, this is the console password. Okay.
Sir,
Whenever you are
console
trying
password,
to
sir.
access the router physically, whenever you are trying to access the router physically, it means right now I am connected to the console cable and I'm trying to
Yes, sir.
access the router,
Yes, sir.
and now it's asking me the password. So which password it is? Is this console password? So FPF was the password. Done.
Yes, sir.
Now I am in the user mode. I am typing the command enable. Now it's asking me the password. Which password it is? This is enable secret. So that was
Enable.
Krishna. So this is console password and this is enable secret. Got the
Yes,
difference?
sir.
Now, where the VTY password will ask. Here, the VTY password was Sinha, but I have not used Sinha password neither here nor here, right?
Yes, sir.
So how the VTY password will ask. So this is the configuration which I have done now. Now I am taking the cable out. I have taken the console cable. I took my laptop and
Yes, sir.
get out from the server room. Now I am connecting through the network here. Now I am connecting to the network. No PC is connected with the router now. The physical connectivity with router is nothing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if as an administrator I am sitting here in the server room or anywhere in the office, I got the
Yes, sir.
information that something is going wrong in the network or something I need to configure in the router. So how
Yes,
will
sir.
I configure that? Will I take the laptop again to the router room and connect it to the console cable and configure it? No, because telnet is already configured. Now I will go to my PC. I will go to the command prompt. First of all, I will connect my PC to the network. Let me take the IP address from DSCP. I got the IP address, means I am
Yes, sir.
the part of network now. I will go to the command prompt. I'll just type telnet 192.168.0.1, the IP address of the router. Now it's
I
asking me the
will.
password. This password is VTY password. So SINHS Sinha. One second. I think there is something wrong. Okay. Uh, what was the password used? Something has wrong. One second. Let me check. So run. Okay. Here is the issue. So the password which I have entered at Sinha, it has taken Krishna Sinha altogether. That is why the password is not working. So password Sinha. Earlier I was trying with Krishna and then I was trying with Sinha. That is why it's taking all together. Okay, that is why it's not working. Whatever. So I have set the password for VTY.
Router.
So
Yes, sir.
I will go and take the done.
Yes, sir.
Now I put the password Krishna Sinha because that password was taken by the router as a telnet session. So as I enter the password, it's allow me to enter the router. Now I can go to the router. Uh, and I can do anything from here, right? So
Yes,
I
sir.
believe now the doubt is clear where the
Yes.
console password is used, when it will ask you the VTY password, and where the enable secret or enable password will work, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other doubts? Any other query?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, that if we have to set that banner, sir, sir, in router we need to do there, sir.
Yes, you can do it either in router or in switch. That is just for the identification purpose. Suppose if I am taking the remote access of this router, I should I can have multiple routers in my network. One
Yes, sir.
second. I don't know what is happening. It's a fault with laptop or what. Every time Microsoft Edge is launching automatically. Give me 1 second, okay?
Ye-
Okay. Okay, so your query was?
Sir, that banner.
Okay, yes. So now, let me come out from here. Okay, I am in the system right now. So, if I'm accessing any router, there can be multiple routers in the network. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if I am taking access of any router through telnet, how will I identify like which router it is? Okay. So for that you can like create a banner or MOTD. Okay. So let us check here. Now I'm taking the remote access of router once again, but I'm not getting any identification or any notification that which router it is, right?
Yes, sir.
So just for that,
Sir,
yes.
yeah. Sir, host name is also used for that purpose only.
Host name, like you can keep the name to identify as well, but host name is the name of the router. Okay. Uh, you can also, it may be possible like in a same building or same network, we have, suppose I'm a big organization and in one building I have 2 or 3 routers. So I can give the name of different routers as a like floor 1 or floor 5 or floor 7 like that. But logging like description or the banner or MOTD, that will help you to identify for which location it is. You can keep like a description over there. Okay, where host name can be a very specific, a small one, but banner should be a sentence. So you can identify that. You can write a sentence over there to identify what kind of network or which router you are taking access of. Okay, so right now I'm writing a host name. So it cannot be clear from host name that which router it is. You cannot write a host name very long, right? But in description you can write a sentence like this is a router of this building on this floor, like that.